Hello there, today we have an honest review of Deep Rock Galactic Survivor. So yeah, we have another bullet hell and you are dwarves. It has like, the milestones and achievements and upgrades and things like that. And all the standard things that you would expect from these type of games. It only has 3 maps right now, still is early access. And then the maps have the different difficulties you have to go through and different challenges to get points to unlock more of them throughout this map right here. Yeah, the question is the game good? Well, I'll tell you one thing, this game is effing annoying as hell. You're going to have to go to your audio settings here and change the voice volume down to half or all the way off, because these dwarves, I don't think they're dwarves. I think they're just women, basically. Old, nagging women who have to make a comment on every single thing they do. Some of these other maps are even just annoying too. You're running around underground and all of a sudden the walls and everything is lava. And then everything is ranged, and same with over here. You got vines underground that keep regrowing, and then other vines that are blocking you, which defeats the whole purpose of being an underground mining dwarf in the first place. So yeah, they have 3 different, 4 different characters, sorry, and 3 different classes amongst those characters to unlock, and then you can just go and pick them, and all the rounds follow the same progress bar right here. The later rounds get higher up, and it's like 4 deep dives you have to go through, and you basically dig, kill stuff. The experience orbs in this game are very hard to collect because they fly everywhere. Everywhere they just go everywhere. You have no pickup range whatsoever to speak of, basically, and you just have to keep following around and getting all that experience. And you have to mine stuff too while you're at it. You gotta mind the healing stuff. You have little missions you gotta do that are random. There's only 3 of them, I think, to actually do in this thing. And one of them is collect 12 of those things, and they're all over the place, and you have no time to actually do this, to actually collect them all. Yeah, you gotta try, I guess, and just bear through it. And also, you have to collect resources inside here that are just used for materials to level up your character. I think I can take that pickup radius. That would be majorly helpful. As sad as it is right now. These guys are catching up to me, but as you can see, this gets swarms and swarms, and that seems okay at start, but after you've been playing this for a while, it all becomes like the same swarms over and over again, and then they go into like, they had nothing else to really do, so they made it all ranged attacks. It makes sense that your ranged attacks go in there and hit everything. Let's take the turret, I guess. Your ranged attacks go in there, hit everything, and go through there, but theirs don't. Theirs ignore everything that they do and just go straight towards you. And that's just one of those pet peeves that I have in these type of games, is having the enemies with ranged attacks that don't damage their own guys, and you have to avoid that while these swarms come out there. We'll get to a swarm in a second there, to a real one. And these things, they come so fast on there. They have sometimes they have these exploding guys all over the place. They had to blow up and stuff, but you just get more and more of them with harder guys. Okay. For the upgrades, and of course the upgrades, you only get 3 choices, and of course there's up to legendary and common upgrades, so you can get really screwed on the randomness of what you're going to get. So it doesn't feel like you can actually really build towards what you actually want to do for your character, especially with how many options you're going to have, because you have up to 4 weapon slots, and you can see them upgrade as your level goes up. But yeah, there's also stuff, critical damage, like all this stuff here, level up your gun, all that kind of fun stuff. So you get second weapons, and whatever you do there, So all my weapons, all my upgrades are in common. Other thing I didn't like about this game is the upgrades. They have like an upgrade that gives you extra levels to your weapon, but it does nothing for making it more combat effective. Like there's no damage upgrade. There's no minimum. Stuff on there. It just makes the gun look prettier. And of course, every option you take in this game, there's going to be a comment about the option you took. And there's going to be a variety of comments, but it seems to me they spend way too much time making comments on everything that you do. There's even these loot bugs that you can see around here somewhere. I just haven't come across them, but every time you kill a loot bug, he's got to make a comment about doing it. Stuff like that. Of course, you can easily get around some of the bosses. Like here's a little boss right here. There we go. We got it. So this is the drop pod that you can activate, which we're going to drop on top of the boss and then kill. That's the mini boss. You have to go through here and do this, 4 times. Same map. It's just randomly generated terrain and stuff. And yeah, you gotta keep going through there. Then they give you a time limit when you're done, because it doesn't really end, right? So you get a time limit to get back to your ship, which isn't really much time compared to where it's going to land, because it's just randomly. You don't have time to go collect all the experience that you want to collect. It just seems that you're playing this and you're missing out on a lot of stuff. Of course, there's a lot of missions and things you got to do, and you know, I might gripe on it a lot because, you know, this is a polished game. But it seems to me they spent all this time, you know, get a little buff screen at the end here you can do stuff with. I didn't do that because, you know, those things are the most important thing to get, and I got a little left over for that. Yeah, it seems to me that, you know, it's the same thing over and again. Then when you get into the range stuff, it just gets frustrating, and you're already annoyed if you have the sound on for the comments and stuff like that, but you gotta mine this for upgrades that you saw there, for currency and stuff like that. There's the loot bugs right there. Every time you kill one of these guys, you get like a little comment that happens on there. That you go on there, oh, I killed a loot bug, blah, 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 blah. I have it turned down so I don't hear crap on it now. So I don't want to hear them anymore. It's just got annoying after the first half an hour. It's like, what the hell is this? They gotta make a comment on everything. Give me a break. But they don't, and they don't let up, and then they get into the range stuff, which is annoying too. So it looks good, it plays good. It's just, to me, it's just going to be another one of these games that I'll play for a little bit and probably not come back to too much, even if they add more maps, because of the stuff that they did for the ranged attacks and stuff. Just gets all clusterfuck right here like this. You know, this is the clusterfuck that you gotta deal with when you're first starting and you have no damage upgrades. You're not gonna be able to kill any of these guys. So it's just running around the circles, trying to maybe mine some stuff for upgrades, but it gets to really annoying. I'll take this charge. But yeah, you gotta keep doing this. It's the same thing. You know, roll them up, try and collect experience. You know, you already saw me take a lot of range upgrades on collecting this, so you know, a couple epic upgrades on range. I'm still not doing very well for collecting it, and then you know, lots of these weapons can really suck depending on what you do. I'll just take out this homing one and prep for the boss. Basically, you got to clear this stuff out there so you can actually get the drop pod. Things like that. See these materials right here, take forever to mine. Then you need like higher levels, you need like 50 of those to upgrade stuff. Like I wouldn't hardly getting like half the level, so then take those upgrades there. Yeah, so the homing one's pretty good. It's doing some decent damage. Yeah, you're running around just killing stuff, mining stuff. Like I gotta mine this stuff here for the quest, and of course, you know, this one area is just not going to be enough. And then you get surrounded because you're in the corner. You got nowhere to go. What are you gonna do? Trying to sneak by, I guess. Pull the ball off. But yeah, my overall opinion of this game aside, you know, it plays well. There's not much bugs. There is a bug at the end. If you can, I haven't managed to duplicate it, but it was funny. The game didn't end because normally if you miss that 30-second window there, your game is over and you lose. And but I must have glitched out sideways on it, so I moved it sideways a little bit at the last second, just as I was entering it, and I managed to you know, glitch it, and then it went down to like negative counting time. And so I just sat there and like AFK'd for like 30 minutes as the same waves came over and over again that I was able to kill. And the boss was still a pain in the ass to kill at the end of the day because the upgrades were just that bad for it. But so yeah, the boss fights, I don't like the boss fights with ads. That's another one of those things that you really shouldn't do in games like this. And you know, it's ranged. You know, it checks too many of those boxes that become annoying. Like they should have an option to turn that voice crap off for the comments, you know, but you have to turn all the voices off so you don't get the warning when this stuff is happening, and your countdowns, which might be useful to have. Like I might want to finish off this last little bit right here. I can. I got a couple seconds, I can clear it, and there we go, I got the extra reward, and a couple seconds, there we go. Barely got through there. But there you have it, the gameplay, what it looks like. what it feels like. I got to go there and do another level of the same stuff, except a little bit harder, so to speak. And then after you're done, when you fourth wave and you fight the boss, it's just the same boss. It jumps back and forth. So all 3 levels so far is the same boss for the maps. That the boss just jumps back and forth while you get surrounded by swarms of guys that never stop while you're fighting a boss at the same time. So it seems like, yeah, it's just too many of the boxes that were checked that make it a sloppy process of the game for how well polished it is. So I was going to give this game, since it is, polished, like something that works and neat, I was going to give this game a 6 out of 10, but at the end of the day, the annoyances and the repetitiveness and the same type of maps, and then adding things like range guys, that kind of sucks. It's the whole, you can't see it now, but imagine all of these guys here as just big range guys sticking out of the ground, shooting crap at you that you basically can't really avoid or dodge, because there's literally nowhere to go because you're surrounded the whole time too. So you're basically screwed. At least they did nerf it a little bit in the last update, because even doing the first level, it took forever just to get past the first difficulty level of the first map, because the guys had so much health and they did so much damage to you. But they didn't do anything about the later levels, so you're not going to have any help with that. But there you have it. I'm going to stick with it's just going to be like a 5 out of 10 game. Another regular bullet hell that happens to be polished and will have a little bit more attention than the regular crappy ones that are passable, basically. So, the game's not horrible, it's passable, but it checks out too many of the annoying boxes at the end of it. So there you have it, that's my opinion. But you see it for yourself, play it for yourself, and you decide after you play it for a while and see if you like it a lot. But so there you go. That's my review. Thanks for watching, and I will see you later.